Myanmar Security Forces' non-stop raids against Rohingyas across Maungdaw district have become daily occurrences that make them helpless, foodless, and force them to flee the ancestral land to become refugees, a Rohingya activist reported. Myanmar Security Forces, including police, border guard police BGP, military and immigration officers, have been carrying on the raids against the Rohingyas in Buthidaung and Maungdaw since October 2016. During the raids, they arrest the men, whomever they find in the houses or villages, molest the women, and plunder the houses. Now the security forces are repeatedly besieging Sindi Prang under Buthidaung, where they are arresting innocent Rohingya men indiscriminately and arbitrarily, molesting the women and looting their homes. On June 14, Wednesday evening, a large number of military, nearly 400, unexpectedly came and surrounded the Lida village, Sindi Prang village tract in the north of Maungdaw. Then some military soldiers, along with the BGP and immigration officers, entered into the houses on the pretext of checking. The raid had been going on for about 4 hours, in which they looted whatever they found, even new and valuable clothes. Police from Buthidaung town, Arakan state, apprehended a local Rohingya who provided the poor with humanitarian aids in the months of Holy Ramadan and extorted a lot of money after torturing him physically in their custody, according to our correspondent. Due to the recent military crackdown, extortion of money, and plundering Rohingya houses in Arakan, most of the Rohingyas are facing food crisis severely, and some can hardly afford to feed their families once a day. For the purpose of helping to some people among them in the holy month, a Rohingya living abroad sent a small fund. After receiving the money, victims bought some commodities like cooking oil, onions, chickpeas among others, and distributed them among the local poor, as many as he could afford with the given budget. Getting the report about his donation, the on-duty police in the town arrested him on 13th June, alleging that why he did so without providing the police anything. The police had been keeping him in detention for about a day, where they tortured him physically. On the next day, on 14th June, the police released him after extorting 1,500,000 kyats. Monks have dug a huge pit in the temple area, creating conspiracy against Rohingyas, and military destroyed Rohingya houses in Maungdaw on 15th June 2017, complaints suffering locals. In the incidents in Maungadw village in Sueza village of Maungdaw, Maungadw villagers dug a huge pit in the temple area and did finishing like an underground tunnel. The pit is equivalent as big as to accommodate the entire villages. Moreover, they use Maungadw labor to create the pit, which they usually force Rohingyas in these types of harsh laboring. In sequences of such incidents, Rohingyas fear of future torture along with big conspiracy that seems very clear now, says an eyewitness. This is not the first incidence of digging such a huge pit in Maungadw village. Earlier, similar incidents were heard in other villages too, added local Rohingyas. In another incident on the same day, in Godusara village in Maungdaw, military raided and destroyed Rohingya homes, along with looting household properties. Acceleration of military raids in the region and Maungadw's conspiracy against Rohingyas have made Rohingyas live intolerable in their ongoing lives in the hands of so-called Aung San Suu Kyi's democratic government. Military raided in many villages of Maungdaw, where they looted many goods including food and household goods on 18th June 2017, complains a suffering local. In the incidents in Ludang, military from Battalion 352 raided the entire village at 8 a.m. In the raid, they stationed on the road, checking and looting from local Rohingyas like fishermen and farmers. Moreover, they even looted household goods and food like fish, vegetables, and fruit, leaving villagers in extreme fear. In another incident of raid in Zadifara hamlet of Hatifara village, military arrived and tortured the rickshaw drivers inhumanely, seizing their daily livelihood. Earlier in that incident, military looted batteries from local Rohingyas with fake excuse of charging their own cell phones. Military raid and looting have become a daily routine for the Rohingyas, whom are living in extreme inhumane situations, increasing fear day by day. Burmese authorities arrested 10 innocent Rohingyas and released them after torturing and money extortion in South Farang village of Buthidaung on 16 May 2016, explains a suffering local. In the incidents, 10 of the innocent Rohingyas were driven away from their houses to the BGP camps, where they were inhumanely tortured and abused. Every night BGP comes and tortures us by taking men and women separately, where they even molest our women and girls, says a suffering local. Along with arrests, they also looted household goods and ornaments and tortured Rohingyas severely. Later, arrestees were released after extorting 3 to 5 lakhs from every person. Among the victims, 8 are identified and 2 others remain unidentified. Authorities' arrests, tortures and abuses in the region every night have left Rohingyas in extreme fear even to live in their own houses. And even in the months of Ramadan, a holy month of fasting for Muslims, Rohingyas are unable to fast due to the fear of torture and unrest in the region.